Hello everyone, how are you all going? Been a little while, I'm not gonna lie, life has just been incredibly busy for me lately, these past few months. If you saw by the title, if you saw by the thumbnail, it is a little bit late, but better late than never if I'm being honest. So we are going to be looking through the 2025 Goodreads Awards. A bit of a disclaimer. I've not read a lot of books from either of these categories just because reading has not really been the best for me lately. So there's going to be a lot of times where I will say, I didn't read this, I want to read this. A lot of books are on my TBR, they really are, just haven't gotten to them yet. So we're going to be looking through them, we're going to be seeing what is typical, like what you would expect to see, the kinds of books or the types of books, the authors that will be making an appearance. And I do talk about a snub, but I do have another snub that I forgot to mention, which was Everyone in This Bank is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. And from what I've heard as well, which I will tell you right now, the Goodreads Choice Awards, well, we all know it's a popularity contest, you know, whatever book makes a big splash is going to be on this list. But also the fact that there were some books that are on this list that pretty much came out on the day that this nominations list came up. And from what I've heard, it's all to do with what books are on people's want to read shelves, which I did not know that. I did not know that at all. So I thought I would share that with you as well. And I do plan on making another reaction video to the winners of the Goodreads Choice Awards. So be on the lookout for that as well. And now let's get on to the reaction. Alright, Goodreads, let us see what you've got. So we are going for the fiction. This is the first category. So, yeah, I've been really bad. I'm pretty sure I said in the beginning of this video that I'm being pretty bad with reading 2025 releases. Oh yeah, I've read nothing from this category. I started getting into My Friends by Frederick Buckman. I read a sample of it. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. I don't know how I feel about it. The names is on my list. It's pretty much how if your name was different, then could it change your life? Could it change the trajectory or the path of your life? So that one I wanted to read. I've heard good things about Wild Dark Shore. 3 Lives of Kate K I wanted to read, and I think that's pretty much it from this category. Not off to a good start. Historical fiction. I have read Atmosphere. I really, really loved Atmosphere. I think I gave it a 4 stars or something like that, if memory serves me correctly. Some of them I've heard of, but I haven't read, so I might end up voting for Atmosphere just because I genuinely did enjoy it. The other books I've heard about, but I just, like I said, I just haven't read. Mystery thriller, next category. Again, I wanted to read Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. Look, it was on my 2025 anticipated reads or anticipated releases list that I've got somewhere in my system, in my files. Just, oh, wow, we are so bad at keeping up with new releases. Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. I've wanted to read that one too. Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. I've heard about and I wanted to read. Not Quite Dead Yet. This is the author's first foray into adult crime thrillers. And then, yeah, oh my god, this is terrible. Holy shit. It's gonna get worse from here on out. It really is. Romance will be pretty much non-existent this year. I have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I just have not read it yet. Emily Henry. No, haven't even read her new release either. I like Emily Henry, but I'm not as excitable as I am with Ellie Hazelwood. I'll read Emily Henry just for curiosity's sake, but I don't know. I don't want to say not what I want, I don't know. Like, Emily Henry is fine, but I'm more of an Ellie Hazelwood girl. Ellie Hazelwood also has another one. This is, oh yeah, her second book in the Not in Love series. So that's the second one, Problematic Summer Romance. I think this one's like an age gap romance, if memory serves me correctly. The Favourites by Lane Fargo. That one, I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, this one is like Daisy Jones and the Six-esque kind of way of storytelling, I believe. Looking at this list does make a lot of sense. I don't think it's uncommon to see an Abby Jimenez or Emily Henry or Ellie Hazelwood in a list like this. Like these, even Anna Huang, like these seem to be like the very popular, like the heavy hitters in this genre. So it's not really uncommon to see this. Elsie Silver as well. Not uncommon to see those authors in here. Romantasy, I've read next to nothing. I have Mate. I just haven't read it yet. There's a theme going on this year. I've heard like amazing things about this one, The Knight and the Moth. I just want to read the Shepherd King duology by Rachel Gillig because I do have an interest in reading that one. Alchemized, yeah, I'm not too surprised to see that one. It pretty much shook the book world, or took the book world by storm when it was released. It's like Hermione fanfiction, but to get the Harry Potter and make it a little bit unique, well, unique and its own kind of thing. I really want to get into this series, the Gods and Monsters series. I do feel like it'll be up my alley. It's like a like a dark fantasy romance kind of thing. I don't have any interest in reading Fourth Wing, that series. I have no interest whatsoever. Oh, yes, see, I gotta catch up on this in this universe, not this series necessarily, just in this universe I have to catch up with. And yeah, this looks pretty typical. I've seen this one around a little bit. I don't have an interest in it. I find it funny because it doesn't really have a good average rating, but yet I pretty much saw it just about nearly everywhere online. I've seen this one everywhere online too. Silver Elite, I believe it's like a dystopian fantasy romance or dystopian romance kind of thing. I might be curious to read that one. Rebecca Ross, I do have some books from her I do want to read. Again, just did not have the time with everything that went on this year. Not too surprising to see this book here. I can't remember what the first one was, but not too surprising. Yeah, this looks pretty typical. Oh, Emily Wilds. Yeah, that's pretty typical. I do have an interest in it. It does seem interesting. It's like a cozy fantasy romance type of thing. The Sangu Mandana book. Yeah, I've heard of her books. I've heard good things about her books. It's not uncommon to see these kinds of authors in a list like this. After all, it is pretty much popularity. That's what Goodreads is all about. It's about popularity. Okay. Yep, not too surprising to see Brandon Sanderson. I find it weird to have this book, considering this book came out when this Goodreads Choice Awards pretty much came out on the day that the Goodreads Choice Awards came out. So this book came out on the same day. So I'm very surprised, but not really, to see this one. I do have the first book. I just have not read the first book yet, so I haven't bought the second one yet. But yeah, a little surprising considering it's only got like 587 ratings. So it hasn't been out for long. It's only been out for like a couple days as of filming this. Watermoon, I'm not too surprised to see that. I do have the copy on my bookshelves. I just have not read it. T. Kingfisher, I have a good feeling I could really, really love T. Kingfisher. I just haven't sat down and opened up a book by this author yet. This one is typical. This is a very popular. I've heard this book being mentioned, making its rounds a bit, so yeah, I'm not surprised to see it here. The River Has Roots. I do have this book. I recently bought it. And I just, it's, yeah, you know, I haven't read it yet. The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I do have a very strong desire to read it. It just, you know, when you look at a book and you think, I'm gonna like you. That's me with this book. I just have a good feeling about it. Catarbasis. I've just recently read it and I really enjoyed it. I'm really surprised that it's even on this list because a lot of people that I've seen online did not like it that much. And there's been a lot of discussion about this book online in the book space, so very interesting to see that there. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, I have the book, I just have not read it. Not a surprise to see V.E. Schwab here, she's a very popular author. Alchemy of Secrets, yep, I've heard very good things about this book, about this author. Not too surprised to see her here. Brigands and Bread Knives. I so want to read this so badly. I do want to read it very, very soon. Again, hey, I think I found a snub. Anyway, exactly the same with The Strength of the Few. This book came out pretty much the same day that this Goodreads Choice Awards nominees list came out. So it's very surprising to see this book on this list. Then again, Travis Baldree is a very popular author. He pretty much kickstarted cozy fantasy in a way, you could say, so it's no surprise to see him there. And I love this series. I love the Legends and Latte series. It's so freaking good. I love it a lot. Raven Scholar, I've heard good things about it. I do have an interest and an intrigue in reading it. Joe Hill, yeah, I've heard good things about this one and it does intrigue me. It's about like a library, isn't it? Or something like that, but it looks like a dragon. I do have an interest in it. And the snub is Empire of the Dawn. I'm actually currently reading this right now. This is a snub for me, in my opinion. It actually might be in horror. I don't consider it a horror, but this is a snub to me, considering how fucking amazing it is. Onto science fiction, let's go. I've heard of all of these books, and it doesn't surprise me too much to see some of these books on here. Oh, yes. I actually saw this book out in the wild in a bookshop yesterday when I went searching around for books. Only searching, not buying, okay? And I did see this book out in the open. I just didn't read it because I think my book buying obsession that I've had in the beginning of the year has passed. Thank goodness for that. It's good to see little indie published books or smaller publishing house published books make this list. It's really good to see. Death of the author Nnedi Okorafor. I really, really loved the Binti trilogy by this author and I just have not read more from her, sadly. The Merge, yeah, I've heard good things about this, so that makes sense for it to be here. Yeah, some of these books I'm like, yeah, I've heard of you. This is fine as a list. There are definitely some books that I'm like, I want to read you. Yeah, it's no surprise to see Adrian Tchaikovsky here. He's a very well-known, very prolific fantasy/sci-fi author, but I think he does more the fantasy. No, sorry, the sci-fi he does more of. Not too surprising to see him there. Let's go into horror now. I'm not surprised to see these books here. They are so, especially like Bat Eater and Other Names for Corazang. Very, very popular. Not too surprising to see Grady Hendrix on this list. I do have this book. Not too surprising to see an Isabel Cañas book. Not surprising to see The Lame by Lucy Rose. This one has been making waves, has been circulating a bit. Not too surprising to see Nat Cassidy here. I've heard very good things about this book. This one, I've wanted to read this one too, I just haven't. Yeah, Rachel Harrison, Sylvia Moreno Garcia, not too surprising to see them. You know, all of these books I do want to read, or at least a good 98 or 97% of the books on this list I do want to read. This one is a vampire book, and I love vampire books. No, seriously, what a snub. Anyway, yeah, I have definitely have a interest in reading all of these books. This one is surprising. Yeah, look at that average rating. But I think it's because of the cult classic, like the cult fan favorite of the first book, Bunny. And I think with that association, with this being like a prequel slash sequel, it's no surprise to see this here at all. Yeah, it's not too surprising to see some of these other ones. Stephen King, of course, is going to be there. Stephen Graham Jones, yeah, he will. Chuck Tingle, yeah. There are some new ones on here. Like, I don't think I've seen this author before. Yeah, just what I kind of expected. Debut novel. Not surprising to see Alchemized there. What the hell's this? When the Tides Held to the Moon. Oh, I have it on Want to Read. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too... Like, this list is fine. There are some I want to read, but it's like there's... I don't know, I'm just not surprised to see this one here at all. Not too bad of a list. Audiobook, I don't do audiobooks, they put me to sleep. Young adult. Oh yeah, not surprising to see this here. I liked it, I didn't love it. Sadly, not surprised to see this here at all. Not surprised to see this one. By Tracy Dion. Is a very, very popular young adult series. It's kind of like Arthurian legend kind of thing, but like rework it in a way. Hazelthorne, C.G. Drews. Not surprised to see them there. Yeah, I do want to read from this author. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but yeah, I'm not surprised to see that there. There's a lot that I'm just not interested in when it comes to young adult fantasy. Did this book really come out this year? Rebel Wit, really? Oh my gosh, what is time? I know Kristen Ciccarelli, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I know she has a new book out, and I can't remember what the name of it is. But I've heard very good things about this one, so it's not really too surprising, but also, like, this year, really. I don't understand time anymore. Yeah, these look pretty typical. Like, the heavyweights in this genre. Young adult fiction, no. Not really. I don't have too much of an interest. Non-fiction. Look, I haven't even been keeping up with 2025 fictional releases. What makes me think I'm going to be keeping an eye on non-fiction? I don't know, but no surprise to see John Green here. He seems to be making a bit of a pivot to more non-fiction, which is completely fine. And people seem to really love his non-fiction stuff. Yeah, oh, I've heard about this one. No Tears, The Dark Secrets of Johnson & Johnson. I've definitely heard about this one. Nothing else. I don't really read too much from this space, so I really can't say anything about it. Memoir, I read even less from. Not just for lack of interest, just because I just haven't. Not to say that these people don't have an interesting story, I just haven't gotten around to it, you know? Yeah, Jeremy Renner, I wonder if this is to do with his, oh yeah, it's about his near fatal accident. So that one might actually be a bit of an interesting read. History and biography. How to Kill a Witch. Patriarchy's Guide to Silencing Women. Sounds interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Again, I don't read from a lot of non-fiction, and from history and biography even less. Yeah, oh, okay, we're at the end. Yeah, it seems pretty typical. What you would expect from a list like this. Alrighty-o. So, Goodreads Choice Awards for 2025. We all know that it's pretty much a popularity contest, so any big name author will pretty much be on this list. However, snub. Really big time. Has this author, J. Kristoff, with this series even been on for any other year? Let's have a look. Let's look at 2024. I just find it funny how James Islington and even Travis Bulger's new released book that pretty much came out on the day of the Goodreads Choice Awards is on the list of fantasy and not this one. Anyway, whatever. It would be fantasy. Let's go to fantasy. Yeah, see? What the hell? Empire of the Damned, which is a sequel, is here. Why isn't Empire of the Dawn on the 2025 list? I would not have missed it. Damn, that is such a shame. That is it for this video. I don't really think I'm too overly surprised to see the books that I have seen on this list. Let me know if there are any snubs that you think are worthy of being on this list. Are there any books on this list I have not read that I should read? Please let me know. And I will see you in another video. Bye for now.